Looked at some of the terms the political class used in referencing young people at the height of the Gen Z protests of last year. The president termed the young people as, quote, misguided. The then Deputy President, Gachagua, said entitled. The then CS, Moses Kuria, described them as woke. Aden Duale termed the youthful people as lazy then. Robert Alai, who is a member of County Assembly, described them as TikTokers. Kipchumba Murkomen is on record saying spoiled. The Nairobi Governor, Johnson Sakaja, terming the young people as irresponsible. The former MP and now Senator Boni Khalwale termed the young people as Nairobi-fied. And many other politicians have used quite strong statements in describing the urge for reform and change of the young people then, which begs the question, is there an attitude problem, both from the political class in how they view the young people, and equally the voters who vote in these leaders?
I don't think the attitude of anyone matters when it comes to elections. Elections are a serious, a terribly awful thing where it requires clarity and purpose of any sort of noise. So those are politicians. You will see that much later, for example, the impeached deputy president started calling us our children. People like Boni Khalwale have now changed their stances. Even the president himself have started saying, let us listen to our children, and those things. So those are political statements which should not, they could be meant to break us mentally, but I do not particularly think that they should hold any weight, especially with the kind of clarity that we have as young people. Because if we want to see a different kind of republic, if we want to see a different kind of leadership, it doesn't matter what anyone calls us. I've been called names, but I know exactly what it is that I want to do. I know what it is that I want to achieve, and the name calling does not come in the way of purpose. It is so clear in my mind, it is so indefatigably clear that any sort of name calling would not deter me from the cause. The attitude of the political class or the voter does not matter in terms of what, we just need to know what needs to be done. It means that we need to show up and vote and ensure that we protect the vote. Currently, as things stand, we've seen that the turnout to be a bit lower, so we would need, as young people, to be a bit more vibrant. But there are several forces that impact turnout for elections. But I also would like to caution the duplicity of certain political players, because on the one hand, they say that the voters, when the voters see money, they should eat the money. And there are leaders like Njeri's party leader, Rigathi Gachagua, who has gone on record and said that wakileta pesa, chukueni na mkule, lakini mujue mnapigiana ni kura. So you see, it is a contradiction that I know that even she is facing at a personal level.
Kasmuel,
let me just land.
Understanding reference to that statement is that these are taxes.
Let me land, because you've gotten in the middle. So when he says, when Rigathi, for example, says that mkiletewa pesa mkule tu, lakini mjue mnapigiana ni kura, it means that regardless of who brings the money, as long as it's not our candidate, you just take the money. But then how will the cost of the vote go down? Because then remember, after they lose the election, they are the first ones to go on record to say that the voters were bribed. So at the top, we also need to change that attitude of thinking that it's just about the money. But also, people take money from politicians because of their material conditions. Sometimes, the person, if they're given a mattress before an election, and the person who has been sleeping on the floor and they've not been eating, if you give them a mattress and a morsel of bread, they will treasure that up over some imaginary project which they might not be a part of. This needs to change in the whole country. I'm not saying that all politicians are saints, but this will need to change it. And I agree that we need to change it from the perspective of the voter. And there are two challenges that we'll just need to look at. In terms of making these elections, if we want to revolutionize that space, let's look at that cost of that vote. And let's look at the issue of tribalism. If we get these two things,
fair enough.
If we get these two things right, these narratives will be stories of the past.
Kasmuel, the discussion is quite restricted to the young people, their role, their youthfulness, and their impact.
I understand.
If you were a political figure on a ballot, would you count that your age mates coming to vote for you?
Yes.
Would you?
I would. I mean, we just won Kasipu. It's a 27-year-old who won Kasipu. I'm telling you this because I do not know how it works in other parties, but in the Orange Democratic Movement, there is room for young people to win. Khair gets nominated in her early 20s. Mheshimiwa Rene gets nominated in her mid-20s. So this
right.
whole narrative, specifically for the Orange Democratic Movement, in the kind of structures, the discipline we have set, our structures from the grassroots going all the way up. If you look even at our upper leadership, it's people who are in their 40s. Of course, there's a bit of a problem in the Youth League, which we are sorting out sooner rather than later, because
even though, Kasmuel,
yes.
factually, your party leader is 82 years of age.
But the party, the thing about the age of the party leader, I don't think that should be a question, because he's a bearer of the, you know, he's a Gen Z.
All right.
Dr. Oburu Oginga is a young man.
As he often justifies.